Today is May 18th, 2025, and right now across the United States, well, it's looking somewhat quiet, somewhat a little active. We still have severe weather over here near Arkansas, well, near especially the Little Rock area. We also do have another severe thunderstorm warning here in Alabama, but those storms will be firing up later today as we could see more severe weather. We also do have a lot of snow up here in the mountains, as well as some fire conditions still happening in the southern, like Rocky Mountains. We still could be seeing some of that. And for today, we do have two areas of slight risk. The big one over here being in Oklahoma and Kansas, as well as this one over here in southwest Nebraska and northeast Colorado. We might see some stuff, but this one over here in Kansas and Oklahoma is going to be our mainly the big one for tornadoes. And then we have a slight risk going all the way down to southern Texas, all the way up to Nebraska, Omaha. Kansas City, you guys are in it, as well as the DFW area. Maybe that marginal risk could sleep in all the way into Denver, and that slight risk is going to go all the way over to Savannah, Georgia. So this is going to be quite like a big marginal risk, and the slight risk is also pretty huge too. So for the tornado risk, as I said, this stuff over here in central Oklahoma and Kansas is going to be our big stuff with up to a 10% chance, and also with a 10% hatched risk. So 10% significant tornadoes plus the significant 10% of tornadoes within 25 miles of your location. And then also our 5% chance goes all the way down, again, through like southern Texas, going all the way up to northeastern Colorado and southwestern Nebraska. And that 2% goes all the way over to where Missouri, kind of towards Missouri's bootleg over there. The hail threat's actually going to be quite interesting. So this large hatch risk is going to go all the way up into the southwest Nebraska area. But we also, again, still have those two areas of 30% chances of hail happening up within, 25 miles of your location. Some of these aren't even covered by the hatch risk, and I'm pretty sure they are. They weren't. So, the 10% being like significantly large hail, 2+ hail, as well as large hail within 30 miles of your location, up to 30%. Now, wind is not going to really be a major threat, as we only have up to a 15% chance in both areas, but down here, down towards, the Dixie Alley, we could still see some damaging winds for sure. Day 2, we do have ourselves an enhanced risk from the DFW area, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, all the way up to the St. Louis area, Little Rock too. So we are going to have quite an impactful enhanced risk for sure. The slight risk is going to continue all the way outwards to Sioux Falls. We can see, down towards maybe like Waco, Texas, eastern portions of Little Rock. I mean, most of the St. Louis area is in the slight risk, but if you're in like some of the western suburbs, you'll get that. And then this marginal risk goes all the way down to about Augusta, Georgia, so we could be seeing some of that too. Now, the tornado risk is going to be bigger, not by percentages, but by land size. How we have this 10% chance hatch risk still for, our 5 big areas over here, the Dallas, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Little Rock area, so we could be seeing that. And that hail is still could be quite big too, with all of the slight risk being under that significant hatched risk. And wind threat, it's gonna be the same, just without, the hatch risk of 70 to 80 plus mile an hour winds. Day 3, we do have ourselves an enhanced risk kind of over here in the mid-Mississippi Valley to the Tennessee Valley. So northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and western portions of Tennessee, we could be seeing some of that. This slight risk actually goes up like through Cincinnati, Indianapolis, even to St. Louis. So this could be an impactful, not just like enhanced risk, but also slight risk. We also do have a day 4 probability. It's kind of in the same area, which I find a little confusing. It is still like out of 3 days out, so we're not exactly sure where this is going to be yet. But they're at least confident this could be an enhanced risk. Now let's talk about the timing of these storms. So right as we go through, we will have some fire up down here in the south, where we do have some cells forming up here in Oklahoma, and those will be continuing and kind of form a little line. So, already we could have some damaging threat and large hail with that. And then as that will move out, all of a sudden we'll have a lot of these storms fire. Now, this will definitely ramp up our tornado threat, bringing in, some large hail with that too. So we definitely could see stuff. And the little line of storms will form again as well. So this stuff is still moving east too. So this could continue. We could have, we can always have long track tornadoes, and again, still that stuff still continues. This line of storms will still form. All of these isolated stuff happening. So we could see a lot of tornadoes with this. There's a lot of large hail and a damaging wind threat because it does cover quite a good area too. Now, real quickly, I do want to go over the significant tornado parameter. Now, all this stuff down here in Oklahoma, I mean, we can see up to 10.5, which is a lot. But a lot of the stuff for the stuff in Kansas are going to happen later. You see how that will ramp up in Kansas here. So you can already get some of that for sure. And yep, look at that. Look how much that actually goes up into. So we'll see we could see quite a tornado threat with this. Also want to go ahead and talk about climate and precipitation. Right now for the 6-day climate probability, a lot of the Northeast and Great Lakes will see like the coldest below average. Basically the whole East Coast besides Florida will see anything like east of the plains, almost east of the Mississippi River. We're probably gonna see below than average temperatures. Anything kind of like plains or westward, we'll see more than average temperatures. So that heat will stay there, as well as Florida too. Talks to me about the 8 to 14 day, where they're almost pretty confident that we'll have cold air around the Ohio Valley over here, as well as warm air over here in the west and the south building too. So we are going to have quite a large battleground for storms, as all this white that you see here is like near normal average temperatures. With precipitation, it's kind of a mix, and they're not really confident about it. So they're more confident about drier stuff here in the west and wetter stuff down here in the south. But there's not really anything to go over, as they are not really confident. In fact, it's kind of looking like the same thing here, but they do think that most of the East Coast, most of the plains, we'll see some of this. Maybe a little bit stuff around the Great Lakes. We'll see lower than average temperatures, as well as a little bit of the West Coast too. We could see it, but they're not really like confident or sure about it. Alright, so anyways, that's going to be the end of today's weather update. If you guys like to see another one, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.